Hey there, hi there, oh there, my name's Vale, and we're playing Subnautica. It's backed by popular demand. People love the game, I love the game, so I figure let's play a game people love and I love. And now we are just gonna get right into it. Under the sea, under the sea, life would be better if it was wetter, take it from me. There is a thing right over there. I've got some planters right over here. Do 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 under the sea. Okay, so we've got Brutal, Shaggy, Opie, Bethany, Anthony, and the Thunder. Be the Thunder. Okay, so what have we got in our inventory? Okay, so over here, I want to store all our titanium. Opie is titanium. Okay. And Shaggy can be quartz. He's crystal clear and he's a pretty nice dude. Okay. Okay, so today we want to expand on our base and build some more Seamoth stuff. Wow! Ah! 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 Out of nowhere. Okay. Oh, I've only got 11% power on this thing. Okay, what we got in here? We got a whole bunch of stuff. I want to move it to our base. Okay, I forgot where I put my base. Oh no. This is bad. This is the big bad. Oh, there it is. There it is. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Okay, so I want to keep these lockers free for any like tools I make or anything like that. So we're gonna put the mobile vehicle bay in there. There we go. We're changing out those batteries. And we're gonna put all this stuff in there. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put all that stuff in there. Yeah, there we go. Look at how clean our inventory is. That is beautiful. And we're gonna drink the water. And we're gonna go exploring! Adventure! Adventure! Wait, we wanted to go this way. Okay, so Second Officer Keen's last broadcast location. That is actually really far away. I'd rather have the Seamoth whenever I go to do that. So, probably the easiest way to get the Seamoth is to find one of those areas with red grass around. And, Seamoth parts are pretty rife in that area. So one of the things I need to make is a irradiated, like a lead suit. So what do we need for that? Equipment. Lead suit, I need fiber mesh. How to make fiber mesh? Fiber mesh, I need 2 creep vine samples. Hey, Owen Chin. Thanks for tuning into the live stream. Just hit the bell if you want to get notifications or join the Discord. I always do a at everybody whenever I do that. Okay, so we need some creep vine samples if we want to make some duders. We want to make some new duds. Some radiation-proof duds. Okay, creep vine, creep vine. I need a creep vine. Creep, 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 creep. Okay, hello friends and family. I am playing this game and it is scary. Okay, we're gonna surface to get that O2. Oh, I don't know what to tell you then, Owen. Sometimes YouTube is poopy and doesn't give you what you want. Sometimes it's poopy. We're gonna grab a couple creepvine clusters. There we go. That should be enough to make some fiber mesh. Because we need a lead suit, a radiation suit, in order to get into the, whatchamadiddle. The thingamabob. Okay, so it's somewhere over here. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I'm sorry it didn't notify you, though. Aw, you're such a sweetie pie, Owen Chin. Ah, you're a sweetie pie. You's a good guy, you sweetie pie. Okay, so... And then our... I really need to make a beacon for that base. Where is it? Really hard to find at night. Okay, where is the base? Oh no, I am lost. Here we go. Hey, Nozomi Ritter. Oh, Brutal, not calling me cool. Banished! Banished! Banished the non-believer. Okay, so we want to put creep vine stuff in here, but we need to carry it. So let's make some fiber mesh. Pretty sure we need 2 fiber mesh in order to craft the thing. Okay, and now we need 2 lead. Do I have any lead? I have lithium, but no lead. Aha! Lead! I am so smart! So smart at randomly finding things. So good! I'm so good at games. Okay, that's how we do. That's how we do. Okay, radiation gloves, radiation suit, radiation helmet. I'm epic. Okay, do I have salt? I have salt and table coral. No, I need giant coral. Coral! That kills people. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Owen Chin. I don't know how things would go if I banished you, because I'd never actually do it, because I love you. Because you're a sweetie pie. You're a sweetie pie. Yes, you are, Brutal. Yes, you are. Hope that doesn't make it weird for you. And hi there, Nozomi Ritter. Thunder. Hear the thunder. I needed more salt to make more water to survive. There we go. That should be more than enough water for now. There we go. And now, do I have the repair tool on me? Yes, I do. I'm going to replace the habitat builder with that, and we're going to make our way over to the shipwreck. Hey, Anthony, how you doing, bud? Thanks for tuning in. I love you. Ah. Okay, so we're going over there. Okay, I'm not sure exactly where I'm supposed to enter anymore. It's changed throughout all the times I've done it, so... Like, whenever I first tried it, you could sneak through a hole in the wall. But I'm pretty sure you can't do that no more. Oh, wait. Ah, I nearly forgot. I need a fire extinguisher if I'm gonna go in there. I need a fire extinguisher because I'm smart! I am so smart. S-M-R-T. Okay, is the fire extinguisher in here? No, it is not. Levels. Tools. Fire extinguisher. Electronics, no. Deployables. Eagle-eyed. Where did I put my fire extinguisher? Might as well grab this. Because I could run into some baddies. Yeah, I could definitely run into some baddies. Oh, look at that. That's a chunk error. What is this, Minecraft? Oh, I'm sorry autocorrect is messing with you, Nozomi. Okay, do I have a fire extinguisher somewhere in here? Nope. Oh, did I drop it somewhere? Is that what I did? Deployables. Tools. Equipment. Fire extinguisher. I need 3 titanium. I have 3 titanium. Uno. Dos. Tres. There we go. I can make... There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. And I'm gonna put that... no. On the flashlight thing. There we go. We'll have to change that once we get back. But for now, let's go on an adventure. Yeah, guys, you want to go on an adventure? Oh, man, we're gonna go to a pirate ship. Oh, it's an adventure. Come along with me to the butterflies and bees. You can run through the forest and do so as you. Adventure Time was my jam back in the day. Okay, just keep an eye out for any Seamoth fragments you see. Yeah, see what I did there? Okay. Making my way downtown, walking fast. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. There's a reef back. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Making my way downtown, walking fast. Oh man, it is taking its sweet time rendering some of this stuff. At least the frame rate isn't bad. I'm homebound. Oh man, the light changed. Oh, that's new. That is new. I did not experience this the last time we played. Oh, this is something else. Okay, let's surface. Okay, we got anything down here? That's a propulsion cannon fragment. Might as well get it, right? Yeah. Is that a diamond? Oh, that's quartz. It can't hurt to grab it. Yeah, this is the original Subnautica. I'm not playing the expanded version until it, like, comes out a bit more. Okay, we need salt for water. Oh my god, this is intense. Okay, I'm fairly certain we have to make our way around to the back in order to get in. And I'm pretty sure there's a Leviathan somewhere back here.
Life form readings in this region are sparse. The Aurora's radioactive fallout will have devastating effects on the alien ecosystem if not contained within the next 24 hours.
Okay. Okay, be ready to stab some stuff! Stabby, stabby, 2x4! Ah! Hup. Pick up the battery and run! Oh, I think I need a propulsion cannon to get past that. Oh, no. Ah! Come on, just die! Yeah, I think I need a propulsion cannon to get through there. It's one down. If I remember correctly, there was like another way through. Like, you could get in there if you just, like, parkoured a bit.
Warning, ship's structural integrity is low. Fire suppression equipment and laser cutters may be required. Exploration is conducted at your own risk.
Okay, where to go? Yeah! Combat! Ah, poggers! Ah! Ah! Okay, the game is lagging a bit, so... Graphics? Color grading neutral? Oh, that makes it brighter. Ooh. Okay. I like that. The game is lagging, though. Oh, I was stuck for something. Ah, there's too much going on.
Caution. Scans show the digestive tracts of nearby life forms contain human tissues.
Ow! Okay, so this isn't working out. Geronimo! I need a propulsion cannon to get in there. So I guess we're gonna have to explore and find some propulsion cannon fragments and craft that. Oh no, I dropped it! Well, I still ate one, so we're okay. We're okay. So we're gonna explore a bit closer to the ship and see if we can't find anything we can scan. Okay. Don't see nothing. Nothing yet. Yeah, usually around shipwreckage, there's some stuff to scan. Hey, Mr. Lion DTC Therapy, thanks for tuning into the live stream. It means a lot to me to have people show up, and I hope you become a constant companion. I want you whispering in my ear that things are gonna be okay. Oh, another first aid kit. This is another propulsion cannon bit? Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, so if we get back to the base, we can craft that. Probably need to grab some titanium on the way back. Okay. Scrap man. Okay, what we got over here? That's another propulsion cannon fragment. I could really do with a Seamoth fragment. That would be dippity dope. Oh man, tons of propulsion cannon fragments. That's just great. Oh, another propulsion cannon, yay! Nothing in there. That's a sea glide fragment. I already have one of those. I need a Seamoth. Okay. Okay, I think getting in there will give me the laser cutter blueprint that I need. Because all I have is a repair tool. Okay, keep your eyes out for any red grass, because that's where the Seamoth fragments are most likely to be found. Goes, I'm gonna be where the red grass grows. Watch Seamoth pop up in rows every night. There. Oh! 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 Yes! Smash my leg! Oh, I need one more. I need one more. I need one more. One more Seamoth fragment, and I got it. I'm gonna be where the red grass grows. Watch that corn pop up in rows. Every night's been tucked in close to you. Ooh. I mostly just do crafting games right now, Mr. Lion DTC Therapy. Okay, gotta get to the base. Where's the boss? Here's the boss. I'm going in the bass. Okay, what we got? What we got? What we got? Equipment. I need to make a propulsion cannon. Stasis rifle, laser cutter. Ingredients unknown. Huh. Can't make a laser cutter yet. Kind of lame, but whatever. Equipment. Tools. Need a wiring kit, battery, and titanium, so... Okay, so what do I need? Okay, I've got diamonds, copper ore, gold, titanium. Could you want me to name a locker after you? Of course. Let me just grab my habitat builder real quick. Okay, locker. There you go. And this. There you go. There you go. Ah. Okay, so we need to make a wiring kit. Wiring kit, I need silver ore. Yeah, I need to go get some silver ore. How much inventory space do I have? I have enough. Okay, and to get silver ore, we go... Well, no! 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 Ow. That's bad. Okay, can I get some silver ore in here? Get the cave sulfur. No! No! Okay, that's just a bunch of eggs. I need to get back to the surface, because I'm lost! I'm lost in a sea cave. This is bad. This is bad. This is the worst thing that could happen. This is my nightmare. Hey, Tyr. How you doing? Oh! That was bad. Oh no, that's bad. That's badu. That's not nice, that's badu. Badu. Okay. Need some minerals. Copper ore. I don't need copper, I need silver. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. Okay, come on. I can't see any rock outcroppings. It's too dark. This is advanced darkness. Okay, what I need to do is I need to find a cave system and go in it. Because that's where you find silver in this game. Also, I need to reload. Okay. Cave system, where are you? Hey, dude. Hey, dude. Okay. Oh man, I'm not finding any silver. Mostly because I'm a big old scaredy-waredy cat. No! 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 That's titanium! No! Whoa! Oh no. I am lost you. That's gold! Oh, that's silver! But now I need to get out of here. Because I am gonna die. I'm gonna die! No! This is bad. This is bad. I'm a bad dad. Okay. Sandstone outcrops. Looking for sandstone. Copper. I mean, that's good and all, but it's not what I need. Copper, woo. No! Oh. Oh my god. Okay, let's try going over here a little bit. Titanium. What is that? Is there anything worth having over here? Oh man, there's a whole lot of nothing going on over here. Yeah, I'm gonna drink some water. No! You're totally right. That's definitely what's gonna happen. I'm totally gonna die whenever I'm grinding off stream. Let's head in this direction, see if we find anything. There's a couple caves down there. Let's see if we can't find anything in here. Nope! God, I hate those things. They're everywhere. God! No! No! It's titanium! I'm sorry your internet is being poopy. Okay. I need silver! I have 2 silver now? Man, I wish that thing wasn't going in that cave. Like my least favorite thing it's doing right now. Oh no, it's getting dark. That's my favorite! Can you cut through that? I don't know. Oh! Oh, this is great. This thing right here. This is bound to have silver in it. Sulfuric vents always have silver somewhere. Ow! Yes! Okay, stop damaging me. Okay, that's enough of that. I got 2 silver. And that's all I need. Okay, let's real quick. Yeah, healthy. I'm healthy! I'm so healthy. You already know. I'm in the fast lane. From LA to Tokyo. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop like $700 on my computer real quick. Oh! Ah, gold.
A common complication for cave divers is loss of orientation, followed by eventual asphyxiation.
Okay, we gotta get to the surface. Okay. So there seem to be a good amount of those outcrops in here, so we're going back in here. Okay, come on. Keep a lookout, Vale. Better than this. Copper. I mean, that's good. My inventory's full? Nope. Oh, where are they? Ah! Aha! Yes, silver ore! Yes, silver ore! So good at games, guys. I'm so good at games! Yeah, I thought it wasn't supposed to give oxygen warnings either, but apparently it gives you a 30-second one. Grab trap. You see, like, whenever I load it up, it says hardcore, but it gives me oxygen warnings. I don't really understand it. That's a sea glide fragment. I don't really need it. What is that? Is that just a table? That's just a table. Oh, the red grass. The red grass is super important. The red grass, I can find a, if I look close enough in there, I can find a Seamoth fragment. Red grass, red grass, red grass. Yeah. I wanna be where the red grass grows. Hey, Bethany, I'm glad you showed. I'm in red grass growing down. Doobie doppy doobie doppy bo. Dobby dobby doby doby whoa. Doobie 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 do. Whoa, whoa. Oh, there is a wreckage right there. Okay. We're gonna surface and then go for it. Hey Bethany, how you doing? Okay. Yeah, it is having some trouble loading this stuff. Oh, I think that's a Seamoth fragment right there. Yes!
100 meters.
Yes! Yas, Queen Slut! Yas, Queen Slut! Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling bad, Bethany. I hope my dulcet tones of Yas, Queen Slut will sing you to rest. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the guy who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here, you'd think, sure, she's got everything. She's got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. Who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I've got plenty. But who cares? No one here. I want more. I wanna be where the people are. I wanna see 'em dancing. Strolling around on those, what do you call them? Oh, streets. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing. Strolling around on those, what do you call them? Oh, feet. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun. Wandering free, wish I could be part of that world. What would I say to spend a day out of these waters? What would I give to spend a day warm on the sand? Bet you on land they understand that you don't reprimand your daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand. Oh, unless I have Bethany over here. Oh, I already have Bethany. Let me fix that. I hope the singing cheers you up. Let me deconstruct that so I get the titanium back. Okay, but we need to get the mobile vehicle bay out because I want to make a Seamoth. Okay, we're gonna put that right there. Okay, so we need vehicles. Seamoth. I need lead, lubricant, glass, and titanium. Okay, I think I can do that? Let's find out. Oh, eat some food. You right. Boomerang. Yay, Mr. Jeepers Creepers, give me your eye. What name do you want on there? Tier, I'll put your name on a thing. You right, you guys right, I need to feed. I have the need to feed. You right. I got plenty of water. There we go. Okay, so I need to make a titanium ingot. For that, I think I need 5 titanium. No, I need 10 titanium. Okay, let me put your locker up, dude. You gotta make sure it's even and centered. Okay. Here. There you go, bud. I love you. Okay. So we need a whole bunch of titanium. We need the titanium. Nope, nothing in there. Okay, we need to gather some more titanium. There's got to be some scrap just lying around over here. Hello, scrap boy. Trash man needs some scrap. Doo-doo-doo. Well, it's not like I'm making any money off of this stuff, guys. I'll sing if I want. If I get to 10,000 subscribers and I'm like getting thousands of views of video, then I'll worry about like getting copyright struck. But for now, it's... Yeah, give me the silver ore, yes. But for now, it's just what it is. I mean, I'm not making any money off of this stuff, and I've actually reduced my ads so that not as many, like, ads run on my videos. Like, all my ads are skippable. They're all skippable. Because I want my viewers to have the most engaging experience possible. And, you know, I just want to have fun. Okay, so aquariums actually multiply fish. Nice, thanks for telling me that. Okay, so... nah, it's fine. Owen Jin, I actually used to do a Just Dance day called Fitness Friday. And I would just play Just Dance even though it would get copyright because people would love watching me make a fool out of myself in Just Dance. And man, did I have some moves! Okay. Titanium ingot. Okay, and what else do we need? I think we needed a power cell. Power cell, 2 batteries and silicone rubber. And I need those acid mushrooms, but I can get those real easy. They're just outside. Okay. I'll tell you what, I will bring back Fitness Friday. I'm trying real hard to stream with Steve and stuff like that, and hopefully get a few more viewers, and it'd just be real nice if I could do this for a living, because I love talking to people and everything else. I love you guys. Okay, and then power cell. Yeah, we need copper ore. Oh, that's gold. I need copper. It's not copper. That's not copper. Oh, I love you guys too. Okay, I thought I had some copper ore. There we go. Okay, we're gonna make all the batteries right here. Power cell. Boom! Okay, now what else do we need? Okay, what else do we need? 2 glass, lubricant, and lead. Do I have the quartz to make 2 glass? Okay, 2 glass. That means I need 4 quartz. Okay, we're gonna put this stuff up. Need 2 quartz. Well, there was 1 quartz in there. Let's take that. I need 4 quartz to make the entire thing. I think I saw 1 more quartz down in there in the cave system. No! Stop! Stop that! Stop it! Oh! You guys are all sweet, and I love you all. Even if the worst happens and I can't do this for a living, I'll still do it occasionally for a hobby. Okay, so I can now make 2 glass. Hey JP, how you doing, bud? Thanks for tuning in. I think I'm about to drop $700 on my PC. JP, I'll be honest. Is not being able to run Subnautica flawlessly is bugging me. Okay, so I need lube. Do we have any more creep vine stuff? Nope, we don't. Which means we need to go get some more creep vine samples. And they're right behind our back door. Under the sea, under the sea. Life would be better if it was wetter under the sea. The water's kind of green. I hope the underwater's not mean. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get like a new i7 that's faster, and because the CPU I'm using is actually kind of old, I guess. JP, do you know of any way to do like a benchmark and figure out exactly what I need to replace on my computer? Because that would be super helpful. Lube! Yes! Lube! Okay. What was the one other thing we needed? Oh, hey, dude. Hey, dude. Do you know of any way to, like, do a benchmark to see exactly what is slow on my computer? Yeah, I need just 1 piece of lead. Yes! Yes! We've almost got a Seamoth. Like, because I don't know if I need to replace my, video card, because it's a 1070. It's pretty good. And I think a new processor would, like, do me fine. Okay, piece of lead. Piece of lead. There we go. Task manager. Okay, yeah! Yeah! I'm gonna get a vehicle!
The Seamoth
Yes! Yes! Ah!
is good for your glutes and endorphin levels.
It might be my processor then, JP. It might have just degraded over time. And I only have 16 gigs of RAM. Thanks you, Gary the car. Thanks for tuning in. Yes! Yes! Look at that! I have defragged my computer recently. Yeah, look at me! Look at me, I'm drifting, Mom! I'm drifting! Mom! I'm drifting! Are you proud of me now? Ah! Yes! Oh, yes, this is what I needed. Yes! Yes! Okay. Now we go for that 1,000-meter thing signal. Yes. Now we go over here. Oh, look at me go. Are you proud of me now, Dad? Yeah. Look at me go through the vines, Dad. My dad told me. Okay, so my limit right now is like 200 meters. Is it over this hill? I think it might be. Yeah, it's like over this hill. Aw, good night, Bethany. I hope I see you again sometime. Okay. Oh, this thing might be too deep. This thing might be 3 deep. 5 me. Yeah, that's not happening. I'm not going in there. Who do you think I am? Some sort of fool? That's a tarp. That's a tarp! That is tarp. No way I go there. No way, no how, no sir. It's fine, Bethany. Get some sleep. No way, no how, mister. Ain't gonna catch me like that. Ain't gonna catch me outside, how about that? You're like, look at those polygons rendering, it's bad. If I could get a laser cutter, that would help. Oh, gotta get these.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Oh, nope. Silver ore is good. Silver ore, good. That'll salvage. Any more? Yeah, here's one right here. Yep, give me the gold. Aw, thank you, Bethany. Really cheers me up whenever people say stuff like that. Okay, what's all this stuff over here? Oh, that's like... Have I skipped ahead to find a survival pod that I wasn't supposed to? I think I have. Okay, this having a Seamoth really changes the game. Or have I already been here before? I might have already been here before. I love how you spelled owls right there, Anthony. I love it. Night-Owls. Night-Owls. Okay, that's a sea glide fragment, I'm fairly certain. Which is cool, but I don't need that anymore. I need laser cutters. I need the lasers. Is there anything in there? Nope. Nothing in there. Ow. What is all this? Let's check this out.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen.
Scanner room fragment, nice. Bioreactor fragment, nice.
Data.
Propulsion cannon fragment. Pretty sure that'll just give me titanium. Yep. That's a Seamoth fragment. Don't need it. It would give me more titanium, but whatever.
Detecting increased foreign bacteria levels in the water. Performing a self-scan is advised.
Ah. Self-scan? What's a self-scan? Do I just look down and be like, yep, I'm fine. I'm fine. Hey! Hey! Not cool, bro. Not cool. Let's head back. Not cool, dude. Not cool. Okay, I think this is another scanner room fragment. Bioreactor fragment. It's still good, still good, still good.
New blueprint acquired.
Ooh, what's down here? Whoop. Oh, hello! Oh, that's right, I can explore down here now, and it's safe. Well, safe-ish. There we go. We're gonna go back to the base, though. Will do, I just need to get back. I don't want to do it in the middle of the water, right? Because then I drown. Yeah, back to the base and then we're gonna self-scan. I think that's our own base I can see in the distance, like whenever it's clipping in. Yep, that's what I can see. Yep. Okay. Oh, can I not scan anymore right now? Oh, there we go. Self-scan.
Self-scan complete. Foreign bacteria counters reached statistically significant levels. No adverse effects detected. Be vigilant for symptoms.
Okay, we got all that going on. Okay. And I think... Okay, who all do I have stuff for? I am willing to add one more locker. Who wants a locker? Who wants a locker? Who wants a locker? You want a locker? Whoever calls dibs gets it first. Who wants a locker? Owen doesn't want it, huh? Oh, Nozomi wants it. Nozomi. There you go, Nozomi. Now you're all part of the locker crew. Okay, guys. It's getting kind of late. It's about 9 o'clock for me. And we've been going for about an hour. So I'm going to end it right here, and I hope you guys come back for the next time. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Bye-bye.